Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so
Veins of Gold and Glass, a love story across the United Arab Emirates. I didn't plan to fall for the UAE. I was just passing through, another stopover on a long list of flights, a few days to kill between itineraries, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. They sounded like places built for photos, not feelings. Cities made of steel, stitched together with shopping malls and fountain shows. I wasn't looking for much. But by the time I stood beneath the curling minarets of Al-Bastakia at sunset, listening to the muezzin call echo down the narrow lanes, something in me softened. The light was golden, not just in colour, but in weight. It pressed gently on my shoulders, as if inviting me to slow down. And I did. The UAE is not what you think it is. It's not just towers and Teslas and brunches in the sky. It's the clink of a teacup in a quiet souk. The modern heartbeat, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Dubai. The elevator inside the Burj Khalifa moves so fast it feels like your stomach stays 2 floors behind you. I'd come before sunrise, hoping to watch the city wake from above. From the sky deck, Dubai looked like a dream, drawn in glass and sand. The towers stretched toward the first light, like they were trying to touch the edge of the sun. Roads curved in neat patterns, freeways shimmering faintly in the morning haze. Out toward the desert, the land was still and pale. Closer in, the Persian Gulf glittered like a strip of silver foil, unrolled by the wind. It was beautiful up there. And then there's Abu Dhabi, the capital's pulse slower, steadier, like embers glowing after a fire. If Dubai is a spark, Abu Dhabi is a slow burn. The pace shifts the moment you arrive. Streets stretch wider, and the air feels calmer, as if the city doesn't need to prove anything. My first stop was the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque from a distance. It rises like a mirage, pure white against the blue sky, its domes round and endless. The closer you get, the more impossible it seems. Every surface glows. The marble floors reflect the light so perfectly that you almost hesitate to step on them, afraid to leave a shadow. Inside, it's not the scale that overwhelms, it's the quiet sound here folds in on itself. Footsteps become whispers. The chandeliers drip crystals in slow-motion sparkles. The floral inlays in the marble walls look soft enough to pluck, as if the petals could fall into your hands. In the courtyard, pools of still water mirror the dome so precisely that you forget which way is up, and everywhere that same quiet, not emptiness, but presence. The night fell slowly in Abu Dhabi, like a curtain drawn without hurry. And in that unhurried dark, I realized, if Dubai's beauty is in its pulse, Abu Dhabi's beauty is in its breath. But the UAE isn't just its shimmering skylines or gentle shores. Beyond the hum of highways and the glow of city lights lies a different world, one where the air smells of palm and dust, where time stretches like the dunes themselves. That's where we'll go next, into the soul of the desert. Al Ain and Liwa, the soul of the desert. Al Ain and Liwa. The first time I saw Al Ain, it didn't feel like arriving somewhere new. It felt like remembering somewhere I had been in another life. Maybe it was the way the sun fell over the endless date palm groves, or the way the air carried that faint, sweet scent of earth after rain. In Al Ain, even the trees seem to remember something older than memory. They grow in perfect rows, their roots drinking from ancient underground channels called Farlaj, carved by human hands long before the world had skyscrapers and smartphones. Here, water is not taken for granted. It is revered, almost prayed to. The next morning, I went to the camel market. You don't just walk into a camel market, you step into a living poem. Tall, elegant creatures stood tethered in the sun, their long lashes catching the light. Traders called out prices, but the real negotiations seemed to happen in glances and subtle touches. A man in a white kandura stroked the neck of a young racing camel, his voice low and soft as though speaking to a child. Camels here are not just livestock, they are pride, heritage, and memory woven into one living form. Watching them, I thought of how in the desert, survival once depended on these animals. Even now, in a world of SUVs and airplanes, the bond hasn't faded. It has simply taken on new meanings. Coastlines and quiet luxury, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, Ajman. There's a moment when you leave the city sprawl behind and the desert begins to breathe differently. The sand turns a deeper red in Ras Al Khaimah, as if the sun has kissed it longer here. And then, rising from that stillness, the mountains appear. Jagged, silent giants. Jebel Jais is one of those places that doesn't rush to impress you. You drive, slowly, winding higher, the air cooling as the road curls around the rock. Every turn feels like peeling back another layer of sky until you're standing at the top. Clouds moving below you like a soft tide. A couple of hours away, Fujairah greets you with an entirely different face. Here, the coastline isn't all postcard blue and white. It's rugged. Black volcanic rocks rise from the sand, holding back the restless sea. Fishermen mend their nets in the shade of simple, weathered boats. Traditions that breathe, food, markets, and races. When I first landed here, I thought I knew what to expect. A skyline that looked like the future had already arrived. Roads where cars purred like predators, malls so massive they felt like entire countries. I thought my memories would be made of glass reflections and speed. But the truth? What I carried home wasn't skyscrapers or supercars. It was a collection of moments so small they almost felt like secrets. Leaving was harder than I thought. Not because I'd missed the grandeur, though there's plenty of that, but because I'd grown used to how this place speaks without speaking. How it welcomes you not with open arms, but with quiet gestures that are somehow louder than words. A plate of food pushed toward you before you even sit down. A shopkeeper slipping an extra spice packet into your bag. A stranger pointing out the shade when the sun gets too sharp. So, if you ever come here, don't make the mistake I almost did. Don't come just for the photos, the luxury, or the hashtags. Those will fade faster than you think. Come because something here will speak to you. In stone, in song, in silence. And when it does, you'll leave with more than a memory. You'll leave with a piece of this place quietly stitched into who you are.